lot of the times people need a little bit of a chance, because sometimes your boundary is somebody's habit, and you need to give people a chance to grow out of their habit to grow into your lifestyle. What is the back and forth? Are you a puppet? Do you want to be toyed around and played with? People are tree branches, some people are leaves. Tree branches stay there for a long time. Leaves, they change with the season. As I'm stepping into the adult world, I'm realizing that it's me against me, but it's also me with me. Like, I have to choose to be better every day. Nobody's gonna choose that for me. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today we are doing a little chit chat, a little girl talk, you know, because I feel like being in our 20s, well, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my early 20s. Your girl is 22, okay? Your girl's getting up there in the ages. So I was just sitting there thinking, like, there's so many things that I know and so many things that I am going to learn, but I feel like there's a lot of people that are stuck in the times that I already mastered and learned. So I'm here to give y'all tips, trick, advice, or just chit-chatting about my opinions about questions that I have listed on my iPad, because, you know, your girl got an iPad. So I got everything listed out, all the questions that were asked of me. So I've been sitting on this girl talk for a little bit. I asked on my Instagram a few times, girl talk questions, girl talk questions, girl talk questions, and I just never posted any girl talk. So today I'm gonna get the girl talking. We're gonna chit chat. So I'm not even gonna waste y'all time. Shop luxempulse if you don't already. Your chic accessory needs. Now let's get into the video. So question number one on the iPad. Question number one is, what is the biggest lesson you've learned in your 20s so far? So far in my 20s, the biggest lesson that I learned is that no one is gonna save you. And what I mean by that is nobody's gonna tell you to get up and do your hair. Nobody's gonna tell you you gotta go to school. Nobody's gonna tell you you have to finish that content planning. Nobody's gonna tell you you have to go make that video or edit that video. Nobody's gonna tell you to eat 3 meals a day. Nobody's gonna do it for you. And that was a hard one for me to learn, because I felt like I came from a very supportive family dynamic where everybody was like, Makita, you can do it. Makita, I believe in you. And it's like, when you're really out there on your own, like, you trying to do something for yourself now. Like, it's one thing that you're doing something like when you're in high school, you're doing it for the family. Like, oh yeah, my girl's in high school right now, she growing up. But then when you go to college, it's like, nah, like, you have to do it for you, and you have to do it every single day. Like, now that I'm like an adult where I like pay for stuff now, I don't pay for too much, y'all. I don't pay for too much, but like, I buy my own groceries, I buy my own like personal stuff. Like, if I have a new electronic, if I have to take the bus, the train, if I have to buy new clothes, like personal stuff. Like, not stuff like, I'm not buying like, I don't know, a new sink, I don't know, something adultish, I don't know, but I'm not paying for things like that. But like, as I'm stepping into the adult world, I'm realizing that it's me against me, but it's also me with me. Like, I have to choose to be better every day. Nobody's gonna choose that for me, nor is anybody gonna fight that battle for me, because everybody's fighting their own internal battle. So the biggest lesson I had to learn was that you gotta do it for you, and you have to save yourself and constantly choose to be the best version of you that you can, because it's only you that's gonna do it. That's the biggest lesson I learned. Okay, so number two is, how do you deal with body image and confidence issues? Your girl is no stranger to insecurity. I promise y'all, I used to be the girl that was wearing leather jackets in the summertime. I used to be the girl that was wearing hoodies and it was 90 degrees. That was me. Like, I'm no stranger to insecurity, but I was insecure about things that, honestly, it shouldn't have been that big of a deal at the age that I was, because I'm only 22. Like, those are the things you should be thinking about, like, technically at this age, because your body is changing from being a kid and being like, you know, slimmer and being like, you know, more like that, and then you're getting older, you get the woman weight, you get the hormone changes, like all of those things. So I feel like that would be something I should be more insecure about now than I was at the age that I was. But I feel like when you listen to the opinions of others, that's what makes you the most insecure. You're only insecure about it because somebody brought it up to you. Because I promise you, if nobody said anything about your hair, your teeth, your lips, your outfit, the color of your shoes, like if you get like a bright pink but it don't match the shirt that you're wearing, which is like probably like a orange, you know. You're only insecure about it because somebody brought it up to you that made you feel a kind of way about it. So the way that I would say to deal with insecurity is to stop listening to the outside noise. It is literally just noise. Those people do not mean the best for you. The only person that means 110% the best for you is you. Like I was saying before, how nobody's gonna save you. Nobody's gonna be your number one cheerleader all the time besides you. Not everybody is rooting for you the way that you need to be rooted for in order for you to thrive the best. So sometimes it takes just moving out of your parents' house, stop hanging out with the same friends, or just leaving that school, going to a different school. It's little things like that. Or you can just get off the internet, because sometimes people don't tell you directly, but like somebody would tell, like let's say you have a crush and your crush tells his homeboy, like, I like girls with buck teeth, and you have buck teeth. You're gonna feel insecure. Stop listening to people with the things that they say. It is opinions. It is opinions. Nobody's opinion about you matters but your own opinion. It's an opinion for a reason. It's not a fact. It's what somebody else thinks, and they're entitled to think whatever they want. It is a free thinking world, right? So if somebody thinks this, that, and the third, let them think it. But don't internalize it. Let them think them and you think you. Number 3 is, how do you handle friendship breakups or toxic friendships? Now, I had a friendship breakup. We're friends now again, but we're not friends the way that we used to be. That used to be my best friend, y'all. My best friend. And dealing with a friendship breakup is worse than a heartbreak breakup, like with a romantic partner, because they know and been with you through way more than your romantic partner will ever know about. Like, your best friend is like the person you're confiding in while laughing with at the same time. The person that makes you feel better, but also you could fight with them like a sibling. Like, that's your homegirl, homeboy, whoever. So when you have a breakup, a falling out, it really does, y'all, it really does hurt. Like, it really feels like the world is crashing, because it's like you literally made them part of your world, because they did and knew everything about you. Well, or should have. I mean, they were your best friend. Toxic friendships, I don't even pay no mind to that. If you have a toxic friendship, cut them off. That's my solution. Cut them off. Don't cut them off. Like, you shouldn't be beefing with somebody that wants your man. You shouldn't be trying to be with somebody's man. You shouldn't be talking about them behind their back with the other group of friends, but then you hanging out with them in their face and brunch on Sundays. Toxic friendships, we don't do that over here. You know, on this channel, you gotta stop being weird. Y'all know that already. But when it comes to like genuine friendships, ways to deal with those kinds of breakups is you gotta take time for yourself. I'm not gonna tell you make new friends, because I wouldn't do that. I would literally isolate myself just to kind of figure out who I am again outside of this person, because like I said before, that person was a part of your life. So I would say take some time to yourself. Do some exercises, because the energy in your body, you don't want it to stay inside of you. I'm a firm believer in spirits and energy. I just feel like if you had a bad heartbreak, friendship breakup, somebody passed, it's always good to move your body to loosen up that energy and get it out of you, because if you hold on to it, your body holds on to it, and that's what causes you to really feel those things continuously. You have to feel it out real good in the moment that is happening. You have to feel everything, the happy times, the bad times, the I don't know if I want to be your friend one more time, but you know you still gonna be their friend. You gotta feel all of those things while it's happening, and there's no time limit on when you're gonna get over it. I still to this day do not think that the breakup that we had was necessary per se, but I'm still good, she's still good, so you know. But at the end of the day, it's still you against you and you for you. So you gotta choose you or that other person, and you can't try and beg for them to be your friend no more. It's not happening. If y'all broke up with purpose, it's not happening. When I say broke up, I mean the friendship, y'all. We're not talking about romantic partners. Focus. But if y'all separated y'all friendship for a particular reason, like this person hurt this person, or this person said something they wasn't feeling, or you know, whatever it is, you gotta take time for yourself to regain who you are and who you stand as. And then you could worry about making new friends, finding a new friend. Like, friendship breakups, they're bad, but they're not as bad as people make it seem. Like, that's not your all, be all, end all. You have a lot of life ahead of you. Nobody is your forever friend. Like, some people are tree branches, some people are leaves. Tree branches stay there for a long time. Leaves, they change with the season. Makita Gothic today, that's your friend. But Makita not Gothic no more. Makita is demure, okay? Makita needs to be outside with the brunch girlies, having 12 p.m. mimosas, you know? Now that's my new season. Now I have leaves, new leaves, then the leaves go. Now Makita's in her yacht party, drunk every night, friendship. Like, you know, there's so many eras of your life, so many seasons you're gonna go through. So just kind of go with the flow, take the lessons that you learned, but keep flowing, okay? Those people are leaves. People that aren't meant to be with you, they're leaves. Branches are right there with you. That's people like your mom, you know, your wife, your husband. Those are branches. But leaves, tweedledee, tweedledum. Okay, the next one is, what is the best way to maintain healthy boundaries in a relationship? So I'm assuming that the question was for a romantic relationship. But with the advice that I'm about to give y'all, it can go with any relationship, okay? Start them immediately. That is how boundaries last, when you start them immediately. Now, to maintain the longevity, as in, you don't have to keep telling this person not to do this. You don't have to keep making sure that nobody oversteps your boundaries. The way to do that is to stand on business. If you say, okay, I'm gonna give it to you in like a real cheap way so that y'all could get it, but you need to think of it on a broader spectrum, okay? Let's say that you don't like when somebody touches the cheese with their bare hand. You like them to wear gloves. Somebody that you're close with touches the cheese with their bare hands. The first time that they do that, you tell them, I don't like when you touch cheese with your bare hands. It's nasty, it grosses me out, right? The second time you see them, they go to touch the cheese with their bare hands. You look at them, you look at the cheese, you say, I think you forgot, so I'm gonna let you know again. I do not like when people touch cheese with their bare hands. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, you did say that. I forgot, my bad. I'm gonna remember next time. Let me tell you something about the second time. The second time that you tell somebody something, they not only heard you in that moment, they remembered it from the last time you said it. That means if you see them a third time, they touch the cheese with their bare hands, you got two options. You can tell them again that they touched the cheese with their bare hands and you don't like it, or you can say, I no longer want to eat cheese with you. Simple. And that is how you maintain boundaries. Now, I'm not saying to do it 3 times. A lot of the times, people need a little bit of a chance, because sometimes your boundary is somebody's habit, and you need to give people a chance to grow out of their habit to grow into your lifestyle. That was good. That was good. But you need to give people time. So I'm a firm believer in time and chances, but I'm also a firm believer in my boundaries over your comfort. So if I tell you that I don't like when you touch cheese with your bare hands and you do it, and you continuously do it, and the only thing that's stopping me from stopping you is the fact that I'm letting you do it, I got to go. I can't keep repeating myself over and over and over that I don't like that you touch the cheese with your bare hands, okay? So when it comes to maintaining the boundary, enforcing the boundary, living by the boundary, you need to put pressure on it yourself. Because the only person that knows your boundary is you. The only person that knows, okay? Like, people can know it, but the only person that knows, like, oh, I'm gonna get disgusted. Like, no, I'm gonna get angry. Like, no, I'm gonna get upset. The only person that knows those things, like, you can stop somebody from saying or doing something because you know how you're gonna react. That's your boundary, right? So you know what the outcome is gonna be for you. You're the only person that knows that. Everybody else is kind of gauging, looking, observing. You are the only person that knows that, which means you are now the only person solely responsible for enforcing that boundary. You cannot make somebody respect your boundary, but you can respect your own boundary. You cannot control what people do to you, but you can control what you do for yourself. Stop letting people play in your face. People aren't dumb. As badly as they want you to believe it, people are not dumb. Do not let people play in your face. If you see somebody touching the cheese with their bare hand over 5 times, cut them off. There's no what is the back and forth? Are you a puppet? Do you want to be toyed around and played with? Or are you your own person? You gotta pick a side, babes. Number 5. How do you stay motivated when life gets overwhelming? I am the least motivated person y'all will meet in your entire lives. Let me repeat that.
I am the least motivated person you will meet in your entire life.
Motivation is non-existent for me, okay? I wake up not wanting to do anything every single day. Don't let the Instagram gurus and the I do this every day and my 5 a.m. routine, and don't let them fool you. None of us are motivated. We have habits. Edit a video, upload a video, create the video, execute the video, edit the video, upload the video. These are habits. These are strong forming habits. That's why people who are bad at making habits do not have any motivation. The motivation doesn't come from, oh, I want to be Beyonce, and no, it's none of that, because at the end of the day, I'm not Beyonce, okay? I'm not Katy Perry in a teenage dream. I'm Makita, okay? I live a normal life. I'm not chasing anything. I wake up every day, make the video, edit the video, upload the video. Habits. Motivation is the delusion, okay? That's what they want you to believe in. The real thing that keeps you going, the real thing that makes sure that you get what you need to get done every day is not motivation. If you waited on motivation, you would never get anything done. Nobody wants to do anything. Everybody wishes they can just sit at home and wake up and be okay. They can eat, they can drink, they can have a good time, they can go on trips without having to spend money. But the fact of the matter is that as long as you base your life off of motivation, you will always fall short. Motivation is not existent. You need habits. You need strong habits. You need habits that when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna brush my teeth, wash my face, go to work. Those are habits. The same way that I upload a video every week is because every week I say I'm gonna create an idea, edit the video, upload the video, edit the thumbnail, upload the thumbnail. Those are habits. Habits. Because motivation is not existent. Motivation is for the people who want to sell you a dream. Stop believing in dreams. You're living in reality, and reality is too short to be delusional. Well, reality is too short to be that delusional, okay? Motivation is like inspiration, okay? I put those two in the same category because those two only happen in spurts. But habits are the easiest thing to form when they're bad and the hardest things to break when they're bad. But when they're good, they're the hardest things to form, but the best. When I tell you, the best quality results come from your habits more than they come from any motivation, inspiration, connotation, negotiation, all the shins, okay? You need to make sure that when you wake up every day, you have a routine and a habit. And that is how you remain motivated. But motivation, it's not real. Let it go. Sorry, y'all, my camera had died, but if the angle is different or something, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not me. It's this. But number 6, what's your self-care routine when you're feeling down? So when I'm feeling down, I isolate, but I don't isolate in vain. I isolate with purpose. I get off of Instagram, I get off of TikTok, I get off of Twitter, X now. I don't be texting people back, I don't be calling, I don't want to be on FaceTime with nobody. I mean, I know it's the same as calling, but y'all know it's not the same. I just kind of take time to myself. I dig kind of deep with myself, and I'd be like, what's wrong with Makita? And I ask myself that. I'd be like, what's wrong with Makita? And I just keep giving myself answers until something hurts. And not like hurts, like, oh, I want to feel sad, but like, so I know what caused it or what's making me feel that way. And I know my body, when something is really bothering me, I get like a tension in my neck. I could either get chills or no chills, but tense up. I can, what else? I don't know. I just know the signals in my body when something, like, that's it. Like, that's what it was. So I kind of just, I figure out what was wrong, and I either fix it for myself, or I kind of feel it through and try to get it out of my system. Because, you know, like I said, I'm an energy believer, so I kind of just try to go outside and take myself on a little solo date. Not to say that my solo dates are only when something's going wrong with me, y'all. I love me, okay? I like to hang out with me. I actually like myself. So when I go to hang out with myself, it's to feel better, because I know I can make myself feel better. What else do I do? Like, I'm not into the whole go to a spa, get a massage, go for drinks kind of vibe when I'm feeling down. I'm kind of a sit in the house, drink some tea, watch my favorite like old shows, like not my favorite new shows, because my new shows, I want to be in the right spirit to really engage with it. But I like to watch things that I already know what's gonna happen, so it makes me feel good, but I'm not missing out on a real energy, like, oh my god, that happened, like, kind of thing. Like, I like to watch my favorite new shows in good spirits, and I like to watch my favorite old shows in bad spirits to kind of bring myself back to where I need to be. Sometimes, no, don't do this, but sometimes I'd be like, well, I deserve this because I've been sad and I buy something and I spend too much money. I don't do that all the time. I'm not an irresponsible spender. Like, I have a whole savings account for that kind of action, but I just feel like sometimes it's unnecessary, so I don't. But I might use that money and be like, oh, I deserve a latte today, I'll go get a latte. Or I'll be like, I deserve a smoothie, I deserve a oxtail dinner plate, like, you know, like just stuff like that. It mostly goes towards food these days, but when I was younger, I used to spend like $400 on a thing of clothes. I used to get mad shoes, jewelry, things like that, and I was like, Makita, there's no room in your closet anymore. And to this day, I still tell myself there's no room in my closet, and I still keep buying things, but that is besides the point. The fact of the matter is that when I want to make myself feel better, those are the things that I do. Number 7, what's something you wish you knew about relationships earlier? I wish I knew that relationships weren't all about you. Like, you have to be there for someone else too. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, so let me explain. I didn't know that you are no longer an individual person. I mean, you are an individual person, but like, it's gone now. Like, I like Chinese food, but we're not gonna have Chinese food tonight because that's not what you're feeling. And I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna go to this place that you like without you, even though I'm in the neighborhood, because I know that you wouldn't want me to do that. You would want to go together. And it's like, you're constantly making decisions with the other person in mind. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Now I knew that, but I didn't know the level, the extremity. Is extremity a word? I feel like I've been using big words lately ever since I graduated college. I didn't know how bad it can get. Now, I'm not saying that I'm losing who I am. I am very in tune and very knowledgeable of who I am. But I constantly put my boyfriend's emotions into the picture before I make a decision that would affect both of us. I'm not saying I can't buy $1,000 pair of shoes and he's gonna be mad because he didn't get the shoe first. I'm saying that if I try a Chick-fil-A sandwich that we wanted to try and I try it by myself, we're gonna have beef. No pun intended. Okay, so it's like, that's one thing that I really like learned. Like, you know things. That's what I learned, because I would go out and I would be like, oh, we wanted to try this sandwich, let me go try it. And I would go try it, and then he would be like so mad because he was like, we were supposed to try it together. And I understand it now, but at the time I was like, what's the big deal? Like, you know, but I understand it now, because it's like, that's an us thing now. Like that was supposed to be a we thing, and you turned it into a you thing. And it's like you can no longer have you things that were supposed to be we things anymore. Like before, like if I would tell my friend like, oh, we should go to let's say Wendy's is like a new place, we should go to Wendy's, and then I go to Wendy's, I'll tell my friend like, yo, remember when we said we wanted to go to Wendy's, so I went. They're not getting mad. They don't care. They'll be like, oh, bet, what did you get? Like with your relationship, it is very different. It's why would you do that when we said we was gonna go together? Because now everything is together. Y'all see? Are y'all seeing what I'm trying to say? I hope y'all are, because that's the only way I could explain it. Like it is no longer just you. And I mean, I know it's not always I know it's no longer you, but like I know now. That's what I learned. Number 8, how do you stay organized and productive with everything going on? I don't know what everything you're referring to, because I barely let y'all know anything about me in the current time period. I usually let time pass, but I'm gonna assume the global political and economic state of the world, and the way I stay organized with my finances and my happiness, mental health, and just being productive all around with content creation and stuff like that. I'm gonna say my number 1 thing is to write it down. I put my everything, like literally everything, in a calendar, in a notebook calendar, and in my notes app I write down daily tasks. So my calendar is like a monthly kind of thing, and then I have my notebook planner that is kind of like a weekly kind of thing, and then I have my notes app, which is a daily kind of thing. You feel me? So I just feel like when you write it down, you remember it better, and when you remember it, you do it. So when you do it, you're more productive because you did it. So that's my solution. Write it down. At the same time, also, you got to be in the habit of doing that. Like, you can write things down all you want, but if you never actually record a video and edit it, you're not being productive, nor are you organized, because you don't know what's going on. So I get in the habit of checking. So I write it down, I organize it, and then I check it, and then I check it off. Balance, baby. Number 9, what's your advice on building self-confidence? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Self-confidence is exactly what it sounds like. It comes from the self. So the way to build self-confidence is to what? Hang out with yourself. Talk to yourself. Engage with yourself. You're only confident in what you know. You're gonna be so scared to cook by a fire until you learn how to cook by a fire, and then you be cooking, you be chefing. They call you chef, whatever your name is, right? You're gonna be insecure about playing football until you keep playing football, keep practicing, keep doing the touchdowns, and keep doing the kickers and all that stuff. Okay, I don't know too much. But when you get into that stuff and you keep doing it, then you're confident in it. That's the same way with self-confidence. It takes practice, it takes a lot of understanding with yourself, and it takes a lot of patience with yourself. So once you do all of those things, I promise you're gonna be self-confident. But I can't give you a timestamp on it. I can't say if you do these things for a week, you're gonna be confident. That's why all those gurus are liars, okay? They can't tell you to feel confident in a week. They don't know, because everybody's confidence is different, and everybody's building tolerance is also different. You can't make somebody do something every day and they're gonna be automatically good. Some people get even more overwhelmed because they're doing it every day. It takes time, but I promise you, if you work on it every single day, you're gonna be confident. Start with not wearing a leather jacket in the summer. Wear long sleeves. Then take yourself from long sleeves to, like, you know, them, not long sleeve, but it's like it cuts off like right here and you roll it up to right here. One of those shirts. Do those. Then after that, you're wearing short sleeve. Then you take yourself to a tank top, and now look at you. Now that's not what I'm not saying that's how confidence is, like, straight up, but I'm telling you that's the process. It's literally not just ripping off the whole leather jacket and you're outside with a tank top. It's a leather jacket to a sweatshirt to a long t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, to a quarter t-shirt, to a short sleeve shirt, to a tank top. It is a long process, and you gotta stick with it. And when you stick with it and you keep doing it, consistent with it, you are going to be confident. And number 10, and y'all, this is the last one. I'm so sorry. I know I'm just a genius and you want to pick my wisdom brain, but your girl has a life outside of YouTube, okay? What are your thoughts about comparing yourself to others? Okay. Comparing yourself to somebody else is the thief of joy. That is what I think. I think that if you live your life on a technicality, if you live your life on a comparison, if you live your life on a what if, those are all three thieves of joy. Because one, if you're always constantly comparing yourself to somebody, you're never gonna be that person. Therefore, you're never actually living up to your set standards of being like that person. Are you seeing what I am saying? Okay. If you are constantly living on a technicality, well, technically, that's not how that goes. Well, technically, I feel like, well, technically, if you live your life on a technicality, which is it only counts just because of said information or said thing that could happen, that may possibly occur, you're not happy because you're thinking of, well, I'm right because of this, but not really right, but I'm right because of this part right here. You're fiending. That's the only way I could do it. You're fiending. You're fiending. Stop fiending. You're fiending. Relax. I feel like when you live on a technicality, you're just not relaxed. Relax. If you live your life on a what if, you're like, but what if it goes wrong? But what if it goes right? But what if I'm happy? But what if I'm sad? But what if I'm okay? But what if I'm not? All of those what ifs just make you confused, okay? And confusion puts you in a place of unhappy because it is unstable. Confusion is your unstable emotion. You do not want instability as your lifestyle, okay? Stop living your life on what ifs, technicalities, and comparisons. That is what the internet thrives on. That is what society thrives on. They thrive on you being confused, because if you don't know how to choose, you're gonna get both. If you don't know what's right from wrong, you're gonna be like, well, technically, if I spend this much money, then I can get both, and I get more for my money here. You're confused. Confusion is a thief of joy. Like, y'all see how all of those make you confused? When you compare yourself to somebody else, you will never be like that person, and then you're gonna always wonder why you're never like that person. You're confused. Confusion makes you what? Unhappy. Let's turn that frown upside down, okay? I just feel like if you want to live a life of happiness, stop comparing. Stop with the what ifs. Stop with the technicalities. That is my do-all, be-all, end-all. That is it for this video. I hope y'all enjoy. Follow me on Instagram at Makita, MAK3DA_. Follow my business page on Instagram at luxempulse. Y'all see, that's how we spell it, impulse. And follow my business page on TikTok at luxempulse. And I will see y'all in the next one, which will be a not a vlog. I'm sorry, y'all, it's not a vlog, but I will see y'all in the next one, and we'll be here tuned in. That is it for this video, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all in the next one. Bye.